Oh man. Okay, that felt good. Let it all out. Let it all out. That was a brutal game by the Los Angeles Rams, and full credit to the Dolphins for going into SoFi and punching the Rams in the face. They won in the trenches tonight. The Rams offensive line, which we thought coming into this, oh, we're getting Jonah Jackson back, we're getting Steve Avila back. Here we go. But between dumb penalties and just inconsistent protection, Stafford got sacked 4 times tonight. He was under pressure a lot, and what you thought was going to be a strength of the Rams coming into this game ended up being a major liability. So Rams got to figure that out before they take on the Patriots next week. It's frustrating. In this video, we're going to talk about the game, and then at the end, I want to talk briefly about just kind of what this means moving forward in this season. Spoiler, it's not good, but let me just bring up this screen here. This is just the stats of it. But Stafford was 32 of 46, and Kyren Williams only had 15 carries this game. The pass run balance was not there tonight. And again, probably because of the O-line concerns. Maybe we rushed, Jonah Jackson and Steve Avila back too much. Puka, 9 receptions, 98 yards. Cooper Kupp, 7 for 80. So the two of them were doing their thing. But yeah, we did not give Stafford the time he needed. If we look over at Tua, he was only 20 of 28 because that's all he needed to be, right? And they didn't have, that many carries. It's just, when you look at a stat line like this, it really shows the mistakes for the Rams, let the Dolphins just keep the lead that they gained early in the game. The Rams could not get back in it. They didn't score a touchdown this game. Would have changed a lot of things. I saw the stat in there that they had 11 play drives that ended in a field goal. There was 2 of those. There was a 9-play drive that ended in a missed field goal. If you're going to rely on 5 field goals, you're not going to win many games, right? And Joshua Carty's leg, hopefully doesn't fall off. The one miss he had, it was a 57-yarder tough kick. And it was supposed to be a 52-yarder, which he made, but then because of a penalty got pushed back. So very, very infuriating, frustrating. If you're looking at these team stats here, the Rams, they had more total yards, they had more passing yards, they had more rushing yards, but they didn't have more points. And again, 3 of 12 of third down efficiency. Not going to win many games doing that. They ran more total plays than the Dolphins did, 68 to 53. 4 sacks. The early on, the Rams' young D-line played well. I don't think they necessarily closed out the game in the best way. So that's maybe a consideration. And honestly, outside of the Vikings game, I don't think we've seen this Rams team play a good 4 quarters of solid football, which is frustrating because I truly believe that this is a talented Rams team that if they can play with consistency and maybe start fast for once, right? Like maybe next game start with a 2-minute offense. I don't know, something to get this offense in a rhythm early. It seems like every single game this team is struggling to generate offense in the first quarter. And I don't know what that's about, but it's just when you're, this is 10 weeks, so 9 games because they had their bye week, so it's week 10 into the season, and it just seems like every game kind of has a similar story to it. And I think if the Rams could, get in a rhythm early and often, I can't remember the last time the Rams played with a lead after the first quarter, right? So it's definitely frustrating. The penalties were brutal in this game. One by Bobby Brown, which is very uncharacteristic of him, that really cost the Rams And the Dolphins did what they needed to do to win this game, and I give full credit where credit's due in that regard. And the Rams just did not make the plays that they're capable of making, and that hopefully moving forward they can. Now, what does this mean for the Rams rest of season? That's a really good question. They play, they have these two games coming up. They got the New England Patriots next week. If you want to watch party for it, then they got the Eagles after that. When the Rams started 1-4, myself and many other Rams fans kind of looked at the whole schedule, and you kind of divvied it up into 4 game segments, and you had to win 3 of every 4 almost. So they won 3 of the first 4. So all hope is not lost, but you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. And man, it would be nice to see a dominant performance, but the Rams seem to be a team that often play down to their competition or play up to their competition. And yeah, there's just a very disappointing loss by the Los Angeles Rams. I have no doubt that Sean McVay and this Rams team can turn it around. You got to do something different here. Whatever the game plan was for tonight, it was not adequate. The Dolphins, had the much better game plan. I think Sean McVay was outcoached by Mike McDaniels in this game. I think Tua played well, and after they got that go-ahead touchdown in the first quarter, they had no reason to take a lot of risks in this game. And with the way that the Rams team is currently designed, you got to put your opponent into a passing situation, right? With this pass rush, because currently our secondary on the Rams is kind of struggling, right? So very, very infuriating for sure. But we'll see what moves forward with this Rams team. But just in general, an extremely frustrating loss. I don't know. I'm hopeful and optimistic this team can still make the playoffs, but this loss hurt. It definitely did. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams.